Hello there, welcome back to Rome. So last time I got a little bit confused. Apparently my computer has assigned to go into extreme effective mode. I know I've had a virus or something that got deleted that was taking up, well, processor, memory, whatever, space. But apparently my computer is way faster now, which is positive. For all intents and purposes, it is really positive. But yeah, we'll just keep on doing what we have been doing here. I'll be setting up sieging squads more likely. 6,000 should be enough to keep everything at bay. So the war with France is basically already done, I dare say. It's really simply done because again, these troops are running into Flanders, and if I just block them, I should be more than since I don't bother being friendly with anyone, I'll just deny all of these. But again, the goal here will be to just get rid of their forces. I'll be setting it down to 4. During war times, I actually can keep control of what's going on, because for some reason the speed just felt like it went up by, well, extreme margins, which is a little bit surprising still, but it's just how how things were. Now, we have a truce with England here until 31, so I might have to again consider doing some exploration, and especially if I kill all the colonizers, I'll probably have to take the exploration idea set anyways, which is half problem, half not. We'll get rid of Portugal and Aragon most likely next war with Castille, so that's more or less done. And well, as of right now, we have a ton of nations declaring war on France, so it means that I could, in theory, get a very simple ending here with when it comes to war with France, and thus I'll be very, very happy. I have no idea why the Champagnian armies went from Ile-de-France, but doesn't really matter. We'll just siege the land now, and I'll keep this army here as a reserve / protection army, which should work very well into my favor. That's at least what I'd like to think. And we'll also make another 8k cannon regiment, because one did get wiped, so I can actually send it to England. But for the time being, we'll just sit by here, and we'll see this go. Again, the plan is to probably just give Armagnac a ton of provinces, and then we'll have to see what I want to do in terms of future expansion. But it'll probably be through the use of vassals, but other than getting just the border of the Holy Roman Empire, I'll probably do that myself. And then again, we'll lock it in here with a, well, vassal belt of some description, probably at, again, the border of the Holy Roman Empire. So Poland will have to get their ass kicked. Denmark, Norway, Sweden. I'll probably even I'm currently considering using Finland as the Finland is actually surprisingly enough Orthodox, so that's one of the reasons why I'm considering just protectorating them as soon as Leon has been annexed, and basically use Finland for my well, domination of Scandinavia. And it's actually really easy to do so. They already have some sea provinces here. They have a claim to Gotland, and thus using Finland would probably be really, really beneficial. Sweden is only allied with Bremen and Pomerania, which again makes them a wonderful target, because that means I can take Ostfriesland. I can also potentially force them to give up Brunswick to again get it easy to take those lands. I need to make sure that at least 25 princes in the empire, and by taking down the coastal nations, that is going to be kind of hard. But it's a fun little side project. Anyways, right now I'll just allow time to pass, and the war here with France should be done with rather soon if everything goes as planned. So I'll sit back here, and we'll see how this all plays out. I've already pieced out with Savoy. They got away with just a conceded defeat. Flanders is out of it. We will be aiming getting, of course, Lorraine out of it too. There's no reason to keep this going. And Lorraine is getting closer. It's just a little while away. As you can see, in terms of sieging, we're also pretty much done. Everything that France own is under siege by me or my well, compatriots, in terms that France is also at war with someone else. They're war with the Hans Utrecht, Hansa. Interestingly enough, Roman Empire ourselves, the Champagne and Liege. So basically, they're doing a lot of reconquest, which is going to be kind of funny to watch and witness, but that's perfectly alright. I'm still making negative income in terms of money, and that is mostly just due to the advisors, and also, of course, the fact that I upgraded my army with a fair amount of regiments. It's 105,000 regiments strong right now, so that is, of course, a major reason why. Now, this is the piece that I'll probably just be offering France, and we'll probably just give it to them right away. As you can see, I'll be getting 5 provinces, and all of those 5 provinces will be going to Armagnac. It's a very easy way of doing things, I dare say. And again, it's just to secure that western border. In next war with France, I'll probably get a more, well, better situated border, if you will. And I'll probably also consider, once again, the border has been established, the western border of the Holy Roman Empire, if you will. I'll probably then go ahead and annex Armagnac. Now, the plan for border here, I'm probably going to take Barrois, because it's kind of a neat little place, but the border would actually be prettier without it. And I'm also tempted to go ahead and take potentially up to Breda, like so. So again, make the border a little bit pretty. I might even take Breda to make the border asset look a little bit better, but we'll have to see. Now, in terms of Burgundy, they could be used as a potential vassal for that purpose, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll just sit back here and wait. We have a very, very strong Armagnac now that can mostly fight wars for us. I will be able to annex Granada pretty soon too. So in terms of utility and planning, we're looking really good. We're really close to war here against Castille, Portugal and Aragon again. Granada still has their rebel issues, and as I said before, I'm really happy that they do, because it makes it a lot easier to keep them under control. And what I mean by that is basically that they won't get pissy because they're my subject. And again, while I'm just growing the subject, the well, relative power will go up. The opinion, of course, is important. The diplomatic reputation. So as long as I can keep my diplomatic reputation up and everything, we should be perfectly fine, I hope. But we'll go ahead here. Truce expired with Castile, Aragon, and Portugal. And unfortunately, I don't actually have a casus belli. Nope, not a casus belli. Did I completely mess up here? Yep, not a casus belli. So let's just go ahead, fabricate a claim on Barcelona. And I should probably have checked this a little bit earlier, so that's my mistake. Again, the coalition, pretty much non-existent, because I haven't actually pissed off the whole Roman Empire in any great way. I have a feeling that unless you actually crank up Ironman, the AI is more lenient towards not joining a coalition, because as you can see here, basically this entire area is pissed at me. Again, I do have truce with most of them, most of them, but it seems like in order for the coalition to trigger, that they need a bigger, badder, how should I put this, force to unite behind. That seems to actually be the case. And I kind of like that, the fact that a ton of small nations won't just join a coalition unless they actually have a, well, slightly bigger, slightly stronger benefactor that will support them in a potential coalition war. I have to say that I really do enjoy that. So I think we'll actually go ahead and take the Old and Infirm. It'll have my cost here, and stability cost modifier will also be minus 20%. Now, funnily enough, this actually brings my cost for boosting ability to just 52. As you can see, I have a 48% here loss of cost to stability, so that's wonderful. And of course, the land maintenance modifier minus 10% will also be helpful, especially when I start fielding really, really large armies. Again, I do have enough money to just run off my treasury for a while. We'll go ahead and wait, and then once the claim has been fabricated, we'll declare war. Now, I can't get rid of all 4 of the provinces in one war. I'll probably get rid of. I'll probably have to get rid of Aragon, for instance. I'll get rid of Aragon and Portugal in this one. Then I'll have to take Castile in the next one. Religion in Calais changes to Orthodox. Well, that's nice, I guess. Now, religion-wise, I've had a couple of events who are up at 35%. Again, it's really helpful for both the unrest, the manpower, and missionary strength. I don't really care too much about thanks, because I'm pretty sure I will be able to supply my armies very easily if I get the unrest modifiers down, and also the, well, everything else to some degree. And we'll call in Portugal as a co-belligerent, I think. Who are you allied with? Yeah, no reason not to call them in as a co-belligerent in this war. So that should be pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And again, I'm pretty sure that the war is already over. Let's just be honest. There's no way they can even make something looking close to an upset here. The fact that Castile only has 2,000 men is kind of a proof to that. So, with this said, I'll just go ahead and siege, and with this, the half island of Iberia is basically mine. So I'll allow the siege to continue, and I'll keep an eye on potential other expansion. I'm really tempted to start fighting in this area, the Ottomans, etc. But I think I'll try and secure my reign in Europe a little bit more first, because again, Venice is allied with Bosnia and Knights. Now I'm really tempted to just go after Venice for the pure purpose of getting the provinces, of course, taking Istria, Treviso, and of course Venice itself will be really helpful. Venice do have Crete, however, which means that we'll most likely have to force them to release that as a nation, or take it for myself basically as a fleet bastion for my war against the Ottomans. That could actually work really well, so I think I'll do that. With that said, we'll just start here and fabricate a claim on Istria and Treviso, because I'll be taking both of those for myself. I'll also get rid of Aquileia, I think. It's just making the borders look neater. And we'll probably also fight Austria here for Gers. And again, I'm really tempted to just release Styria and take most of Austria. Just get them out of the picture, if you will. And I'm pretty sure I will do that too. Because again, there's I'm already done in Iberia. It's basically... the puzzle is basically complete. I won't be bothering with Africa for a while, because it's this and overseas. Once I take the Mamluks, then we'll start working on it, and things will be looking a lot better. But yeah, for the time being, we just have to wait, and this war should be over very soon. I'll be right back. There we go. With the siege of Lisbon over, we can basically make peace here with everyone. We all actually got everything sieged right now, which is wonderful. Leon has been annexed, and with that we actually, like the Portuguese, I also get a -3 that you see to diplomatic reputation, and as you can see, it halved my diplomatic reputation bonus. It was -18, now it's just -9. But the vassal's relative power has gone down by 14%, so that again does help a little bit. Armagnac is currently one that wants freedom the most. Relations-wise, it seems like we're still pretty fine, although the 1.8 yearly will be a little bit annoying, because that means in theory I can only annex a vassal every 20 years. Of course, returning territory, etc. will make it a lot easier to actually get said vassals annexed, so I'm not too concerned. Granada will most likely be the next target of annexation, then Armagnac, then Scotland and Northumberland. And with this, again, we do want to try and get ourselves into the good graces of Finland, and it should be really easy to do so. We'll just proclaim a guarantee, we'll improve relations, and if I can just get the Finnish as a vassal up here, then things are going to be a lot simpler. So I might have to try to look for a way to get myself into war with Riga, Livonian Order, etc., just so I can get a province in the area. That's basically my take on the situation. Now we are going for full annexation of Portugal, because I don't like them. No, because it's actually necessary. And again, I'm wasting a lot of admin points here to do this, but it's fine per se. I'm still ahead in tech, perhaps not by a wide margin, but I'm still ahead, and that is currently what is putting me in a good position. Now again, these two are going to be handed over to Granada, because I don't want to call them myself. It's there are limits to my insane coring needs, if you will. And again, this would actually bring me far over my overextension limits, so that is not good. We'll also have them pay war reparations just because we can. But yeah, with this, it's only there we go. It's only Castille left, and with that, we are very happy. I'm also getting rid of all the armies I don't produce myself, and that is just because of the simple fact it will be a lot easier to just keep them under my, well, own little guidance, if you will. And I'll probably just do the same thing with fleets, because again, if I need to, I can just recreate them, and money so far has not been an issue. It's been the opposite of an issue. So let us just get prepared here, because we're going to fight Venice, Austria, and potentially the Ottomans now in a very short span before we fight the good old English again. And I'm tempted to just leave one 24k army there, because that should be enough, especially if you consider all the power that we have. And the funny thing is, with England, they're actually allied with Sweden. They're allied with Sweden. And that is perfect, because that means that I could potentially call in Sweden, call in Pomerania, annex Pomerania, core it, and potentially start a coalition that way, but heck, who cares? Worst case scenario, I'll just have to march into the area here and start conquering there, which I can. So, so far I'm not too concerned. I'm a little concerned, but not too much. So, with that said, for the time being, I'll just prepare myself here for the war against Venice. We do already have the one claim that we need, and I'm pretty sure that I have more troops on the border than they do. And funnily enough here, the Knights, for instance, calling them in, could actually be beneficial here, because again, the Knights do have a potential nice little fleet base for me here, and then I can actually start fabricating claims on the Ottomans, which is also good. Right now, only I think I have Serbia, who has, well, some cores in Ottoman land, and of course Bosnia too has some provinces that Serbia would prefer. But I won't actually do anything with Bosnia before I fought the Ottomans. I think it's just easier that way. But we'll leave it here. We'll continue next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll be back next time. Bye.